Something that genuinely confuses the shit out of me sometimes, people will go to residential treatment 30, 60, 90 days, regardless of the reason, whether they, voluntarily went in or court ordered or family pushed them or whatever, but they go to treatment for however long. They completely uproot their lives. They go through detox, go through the emotional chaos. They sit in groups, listen to lectures, learn coping skills, talk about triggers and relapse prevention and accountability, talk about changing environments and routines and support systems and make friends with peers and go to some meetings and learn about behavior patterns. And then they leave treatment and do absolutely none of the fucking things. I had a patient recently who's doing fine right now, just recently finished inpatient treatment. He's on long-acting injectable buprenorphine, not actively using, seeing an individual therapist maybe once a month. So I said, well, what are you doing for your recovery? And he basically said, well, I spend time with my aunt and my girlfriend, and they don't use drugs. Cool, but weren't those people in your life before addiction? Well, yeah, but I talk to them more now. Listen, I'm glad. Seriously, healthier connection matters. Isolation is horrible for addiction. But let's not pretend suddenly that texting your aunt back is the same thing as building an actual recovery lifestyle. People don't want to hear that stopping drugs is not the same thing as treating your addiction. A calmer life is not the same thing as recovery. A lot of people get sober enough for the immediate fire to stop burning, and their brain goes, see, we're fixed now. No, you're stable momentarily. That's different. The overdoses stopped, the chaos slowed down, you're maybe sleeping a little better, you're eating again, people are trusting you a bit, you're not in constant withdrawal, and your nervous system is like a slow burn versus a fucking full fire. That's stabilization. It's not transformation. And maybe this is where my brain works a little differently than some people's, because I know people are going to watch this and go, well, if he's doing fine, what's the fucking problem? The problem is addiction almost killed me, and addiction kills lots of fucking people. So my mentality has always been, if you tell me something decreases my relapse risk by even 1%, why the fuck would I not do it? I don't care if it's annoying or inconvenient or uncomfortable or it feels awkward, repetitive, or stupid. If somebody genuinely showed me evidence that standing on my head for 45 minutes a day lowered my relapse risk by 1%, I'd be upside down in my fucking living room tomorrow. Because for me, a 1% increased chance of going back to that level of chaos and misery and obsession and destruction and pain is way too high. I fully understand not everybody feels that way. I'm not saying everyone has to recover exactly like me. I know people who never went to meetings and stayed sober forever, and I know people who white-knuckled it. I know people who found recovery through church or family or fitness or therapy or whatever, all different paths. That's not even really my point. My point is, why spend months learning tools just to walk back into the same life structure and the same thinking patterns and the same coping style and routine and emotional avoidance and isolation tendencies, the same everything, and then act shocked when the addiction eventually finds its way back in? Because addiction isn't drugs. It's conditioning and behavior and nervous system wiring. It is reinforcement and emotional avoidance and habit loops and learned coping patterns. And if the only thing that changed is the substance itself, you're basically hoping your old life magically produces a different outcome this time. Sometimes people get lucky, but most don't. So, yeah, anyway, hope that was helpful. Thanks for hanging out. We're not just recovering, we're reconstructing.